Before we get started, Congresswoman, can you share a little bit more about your fibroid journey? For example, what symptoms led to your diagnosis and what steps did you take afterward?
So fibroids is a very familiar thing to me. My mom dealt with fibroids, and so she kind of prepared me when I first started my cycle as a young lady, just having extremely heavy cycles, being in a lot of pain, to the point that I was very nervous about going places that were beyond 2 hours because I didn't know how I would look after that 2-hour period. And so it made it difficult to plan because I also, Aunt Flo would come unexpectedly. I wasn't on the regular cycle. So I attempted birth control pills, which didn't really help. I also tried natural remedies like teas, which actually were helpful for a short period of time, but then those things didn't help. And so I finally went to the doctor and said, what else can we do? And at that stage in my life, hysterectomy seemed to be the best option. And my mom had actually undergone one. And so candidly, the best decision that I made as far as being able to help me deal with my fibroids and the issues that they were causing and complicating my life. So I'm grateful that I did it, but I know that there are probably some different alternatives. But those are the things that really made it a very complicated and challenging way to live.
Yeah, did you hear anything about fibroids growing up, or?
Yeah, my mom dealt with fibroids. There were friends of mine in my neighborhood who also talked about having heavy cycles, and we never really knew that could be the cause of having our heavy cycles and having low iron and actually feeling very debilitated. I mean, you know, fibroids and the issues that come with fibroids can take you out for a couple of days out of every month, and so it makes it very, again, difficult to plan. And then when you're having it happen so sporadically, it's a very, very unpredictable thing. Like, it can, instead of having a regular 21 to 28 day cycle, I could have a cycle that would last anywhere from 7 to 10 days, with more than half of those days being very heavy flow. And so just complicated life. And so yes, my girlfriends and I, we would talk about it. My mom was a very a great resource. Like, I'm a mama's girl through and through, and so she helped me, you know, try to figure out different ways to cope and deal with it. And I just finally got to the point where it's like the best option is going to be a hysterectomy for me. And that's the thing about this, it's the leading cause of hysterectomies in the United States.
Oh. What can women do to normalize this discussion? Like, you normalized it with your mom and your friends, but if I want to take that to my friends and with my mom, how can we normalize this discussion?
Well, I should have started off here, but I want to thank County Councilwoman Meredith Turner for having the conversation. I think we need to talk about it. It needs to be something that women come to realize that they're not alone. When you look at the statistics and you think about the fact that 70% of women are impacted by fibroids, 80% of Black women are impacted by fibroids. And so when you think about how many people are impacted, this is not a partisan issue. It is not a Democrat or Republican. Like, this impacts a good majority of women. And again, the leading cause of hysterectomies in the United States, the thing that's troubling is that we just haven't normalized the conversation. So having conversations like this and being able to talk about it, taking the discomfort and the awkwardness out of it, I think is something that we should be able to do and should welcome the discussion so that we can get to a place where people are able to realize you're not the only one going through it, and we've got some other folks that can help you through this journey.
Yeah, we know that you have legislation that you introduced last Congress,
yes.
The You Fight Act. Can you share more about reintroducing the You Fight Act and how this will help women?
My goal, and it's kind of full circle moment for me and probably for County Councilwoman Meredith Turner, because I know she had a very close relationship with my predecessor, Stephanie Tubbs Jones, who was a big champion for this when she was in Congress. And that was over 20 years ago. And so this has been a long-standing issue, a long-standing fight. And so really trying to, with the You Fight legislation, get some investment into the research around why this is happening to so many women. You Fight stands for Uterine, Fibroid, Intervention, Gynecological Health Treatment Act. And so it's quite a mouthful, but we are fighting to get the resources, fighting against the epidemic that has plagued so many people without any investment going towards this cause. And so hopefully we can get some support around this issue, because again, it impacts so many women, regardless of regardless of race, regardless of demographics, regardless of geographics, regardless of political affiliation. So many women are impacted, and I'd like to be able to get some answers on this very impactful issue.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.